Swallowed Star Episode 140. In the previous episode, the young Udervisk unleashed his ultimate move to catch Galalor off guard, but did not expect Lou Feng to remain so calm. Lou Feng easily countered with a series of defenses. Li Shoujian had studied the move for a long time, recognizing it harnessed the wind's elemental laws: fast, powerful, mysterious, and elusive. Despite this, Lou Feng still blocked it. At that moment, Lou Feng's 5 golden beams pierced Udervisk, defeating him completely. Lou Feng won the battle and entered the top 100, earning 100 member points and an opportunity to enter the Virtual Universe Company's secret realm. Soon after, the man in the green robe looked down at the victorious contestants and announced, "Congratulations to you all. You can now enter the Virtual Universe Company's secret realm." However, anxiety spread among the contestants, as only 20 out of the 100 could advance to the next round. The remaining 80 would be eliminated. The man in the green robe began reading the names of the chosen ones: Bolin Aichen, Gusi Luo, Longyun, Jialai Shi, Luo Feng, Qianshui, and Tao. He smiled and said, "These are the 20 selected by the Virtual Universe System. Take a rest. The next battle will begin in 30 minutes. Lou Feng glanced at the other 19 and found a quiet corner to rest, waiting for the battle to begin. Half an hour later, the central square shook and 10 massive platforms appeared. The 20 contestants were instantly teleported to their respective platforms. Among them, Shuifu Tao faced the Grim Reaper Bolin. Many of the 980 spectators laughed at the matchup, feeling sorry for Tao. Clutching his giant axe, Tao glared intently at the young man in white before him. While most focused on Tao's battle with Bolin, others turned their attention to different platforms, like the fight between Gusi Luo and Longyun, or the clash between Phantom Jialai Shi and Madman Lou Feng. These two top contenders were now set to face off, with Phantom using his paralyzing gaze, and everyone wondering if Lou Feng could withstand it. On the platforms, fierce duels unfolded, showcasing the peak of this year's Genius Tournament. On one of the platforms stood Phantom Jialai Shi, shrouded in black, and Madman Lou Feng, wielding a dark gold staff. Both were mentalists, Phantom an illusionist capable of destroying his opponent's soul, while Lou Feng, a manipulator, preferred to break the physical body. The illusionist's skills were particularly hard to master. They are much rarer, but once they succeed, they become incredibly terrifying. Phantom Jialai Shi taunted Madman Lou Feng, saying, "You have top 10 potential, but now that you've encountered me, you will be excluded from the top 10. Lou Feng grinned confidently, full of self-assurance. As the battle began, fighting erupted across the 10 platforms almost simultaneously. Phantom Jialai Shi, standing on his black light disc, muttered a few words, and an invisible force of void mental energy instantly invaded Lou Feng's mind sea. At the same time, the black light beneath Phantom's feet transformed into a beam, slashing towards Lou Feng's head from afar. With his first move, Phantom Jialai Shi launched a simultaneous attack of mental illusion and psychic weaponry. Lou Feng's mind sea was vast, but a faint golden void tower nearly filled the entire space. The tower had 2 layers, its body crystal clear with faint golden lines etched on it, seemingly perfect, protecting the core of his soul. As the invisible force invaded Lou Feng's mind sea, it touched the void tower and clung to it like a thin membrane, slowly dissipating. Lou Feng's consciousness was drawn into a mental illusion. He stood in the sky above the Pacific, watching a 100-kilometer-long beast rampaging across the earth, causing massive floods and spewing flames from its nostrils. The creature reduced skyscrapers to ruins in seconds, with people running in panic, screaming in terror as disaster unfolded. On his wrist communicator, the voices of Thor and Hong rang out in alarm. "What do we do? That's a Lord-class beast. We can't defeat it." They urged Lou Feng to protect humanity's last hope and escape the Earth. Suddenly, Lou Feng's will cried out, "Wake up!" and the illusion world began to shake. The illusion shattered, and Lou Feng was fully awake. At that moment, the black light disc was right in front of him. Lou Feng's cloud shuttle accelerated, and shields materialized around his body. The black light disc struck one of the shields, sending it flying away, but not before it slashed through the armor on Lou Feng's arm, cutting off a large chunk of flesh, which splattered across the platform. Lou Feng dodged the rest of the attack, pointed at Phantom Jialai Shi in the distance, and shouted, "Die!" The dark gold staff behind him flew out, splitting into 6 golden beams that formed 6 giant golden swords. They shot towards Phantom Jialai Shi at lightning speed. Phantom Jialai Shi's eyes flashed with shock. A shield appeared around his body, but it shattered under the barrage of swords, and the 6 golden beams obliterated Phantom Jialai Shi, leaving him in pieces. Lou Feng won this battle. The observing geniuses were stunned. Phantom Jialai Shi had always appeared invincible in previous battles, defeating opponents by trapping them in mental illusions without even using his psychic weapons. But this time, even with both his illusion and psychic weaponry, he still lost to Lou Feng. Among the 1008 immortals watching from afar, many eyes lit up. Lou Feng actually won. The fact that he could wake up instantly showed how calm and steady his mind truly was. What strong willpower! Not bad. Not bad. A minotaur-like immortal praised, clearly impressed by Lou Feng's resilience. Lou Feng's victory surprised many, as Phantom Jialai Shi had long been considered undefeatable by anyone except the Grim Reaper Bolin. For most, facing Phantom Jialai Shi was a daunting task. Yet Lou Feng's calm demeanor, his 2-layer void tower, and his strong will allowed him to secure the win in this battle. As the victors from the 10 platforms emerged, Bolin, Qianshui, Lou Feng, Jiangmo, Lancelot, Luca, Aichen, Longyun, Opakla, and Rongjun, there was no shortage of surprises. The battle between Rongjun and Gusi Luo was the longest, and Rongjun's victory shocked many. Standing like a war god from the wilderness, even Grim Reaper Bolin acknowledged him with a slight nod. Lou Feng observed Rongjun and his giant battle blade, recalling the terrifying blade techniques he had seen before. It became clear that Rongjun's true strength lay not in agility, but in his mastery of blade techniques. Suddenly, the man in the green robe appeared in the sky, an invisible pressure spreading across the arena, drawing the attention of the 1,000 geniuses present. Congratulations to the 10 victors who made it into the top 10. Your prize increases to 1,000 member points, and you can now enter my virtual universe company. Dispatch your secrets. The winners were then paired for their next battles based on the time they won. The fastest would face the slowest, with Bolin set to fight Rongjun, Qianshui against Opakla, and Lou Feng against Longyun. Many expected Rongjun to lose against Bolin, as the Grim Reaper was considered unbeatable. Lou Feng, too, reflected that despite Rongjun's terrifying strength, it would be nearly impossible for him to defeat Bolin. His own next opponent, Longyun, stood in the distance, a quiet young man with bull horns on his battle helmet. Longyun, from Lanting Universe Kingdom, had never attracted much attention, always low-key and ordinary, even struggling to make it into the top 10. At that moment, Rongjun sent Lou Feng a mental message. "Lou Feng, be careful of Longyun. From my research, of the top 20, 19 have mastered 2 elemental laws. Only one has mastered just one law, and that's Longyun. He comprehended the Earth's elemental law. Strong, unified, with formidable defense and attack. It's even scarier than my use of the Earth's law. Be cautious." Lou Feng mentally thanked him, and after a brief exchange of encouragement, they fell silent. Meanwhile, around the armored man in the green robe, some other immortals discussed the promising talents from the former Universe Kingdom, especially Rongjun and Lou Feng. The armored man furrowed his brow slightly, contemplating the unfolding events. But inwardly, the man in the green robe was pleasantly surprised. "These 2 little guys have really made me look at them in a new light, again and again," he thought. In this competition of 1,008 universe nations from the previous generations, 2 of them are from our former universe nation. If the ruler knew, he would surely be very pleased. Half an hour later, the 10 platforms that had previously appeared in the central square had disappeared. In their place, 5 more luxurious and elaborate platforms emerged, each surrounded by a large translucent light shield. Lou Feng and the other 9 were instantly teleported to their respective platforms. On one of these beautifully crafted platforms stood a man in heavy battle armor, wearing a bullhorn helmet and wielding a giant deadly axe, Longyun. On the other side was Lou Feng, with black hair standing on his dark cloud shuttle, armed and ready. The 2 opponents faced each other from a distance. Longyun looked at Lou Feng silently and said, "You're strong, much stronger than any opponent I've faced before. Out of respect for you, I will now use my full strength to defeat you." As soon as he finished speaking, a faint yellow aura began to emanate from his body. The yellow streams of energy flowed slowly, making the surrounding space seem to solidify. At the same time, an oppressive pressure spread out. This scene shocked the 990 geniuses watching. "What a monster, such a freak," they exclaimed. "This Longyun is truly devious." Even the 1008 immortals watching from afar looked on in shock. On the platform, Lou Feng's face suddenly changed, and his pupils contracted as he gazed at the domain that Longyun had unleashed. Longyun's domain was a near-perfect fusion of the elemental laws of Earth and the laws of space. As soon as his domain was unleashed, the space seemed to freeze. Moreover, Longyun's comprehension of the Earth's laws was even deeper than Rongjun's, and his understanding of space laws, though still unclear, made it evident that he could perfectly merge the two. Lou Feng understood that this would be a tough fight. Longyun was definitely a formidable opponent. Soon, the man in the green robe announced the start of the battle. Instantly, the 5 pinnacle duels began. As the battle commenced, the dark gold staff behind Lou Feng flew out, quickly forming 9 golden swords, enveloped in golden energy. They transformed into 9 golden rays, like the heads of 9 golden dragons, roaring toward the motionless Longyun. But as the golden rays approached within 100 meters of Longyun, their speed drastically slowed down, as though they were drilling through layers of solid rock, moving with great difficulty. When they reached 50 meters, their speed halved, and their power was reduced to less than 10%. The golden rays struck Longyun's armor, leaving him completely unmoved and unharmed. This scene caused Lou Feng, watching from afar, to change his expression. "This domain is as tough as titanium alloy, like an iron wall." The Minotaur-like immortal from afar laughed and said, "The elemental law of Earth and space perfectly merged. In terms of domain suppression alone, Longyun is undoubtedly the best. Bolin focuses on speed, while Longyun focuses on defense. Lou Feng is in trouble now." On the platform, Longyun remained unscathed. Longyun charged toward Lou Feng in large strides, each step shaking the platform as if a mountain was descending with each movement, pressing down, lifting, and pressing again. His figure blurred, and in an instant, he was already next to Lou Feng. The moment Longyun charged, Lou Feng executed the 9-stream move, leaving 9 afterimages in midair as he quickly dodged away into the distance. At the same time, he roared, "Longyun, try my strongest move." Suddenly, the 9 golden rays halted in midair, and the 9 golden swords quickly merged. In an instant, they fused into one, and the golden sword began to shrink. Countless golden threads intertwined on the blade, and within moments, the golden sword solidified into a real, tangible sword. No illusion, just a golden sword, over a foot long, its blade covered with mysterious engravings, emanating an ancient aura. Wrapped in golden energy, the sword resembled a black comet, trailing golden energy, and shot straight at Longyun. Longyun's expression changed, and his yellow earth domain trembled. The sword's power was slightly reduced, but Longyun swung his deadly giant axe, chopping directly at the golden sword. The entire platform shook violently, and Longyun staggered back 3 steps, each step making the ground tremble. His eyes gleamed as he charged toward Lou Feng again with large strides. Seeing this, Lou Feng frowned. Did I fail to drain his energy? But as Longyun charged, Lou Feng couldn't afford to hesitate. The golden sword shot at Longyun again with incredible power. Though it was weakened by Longyun's domain, it still forced him to retreat. The golden sword struck repeatedly, but Longyun endured each attack, his domain acting like a turtle shell, resisting every blow without injury. Whenever he tried to counterattack, Lou Feng, relying on his dark cloud shuttle, dodged again and again, never allowing Longyun to get close. Longyun was at a loss for what to do. Meanwhile, the other platform battles concluded one after another. Bolin defeated Rongjun, Aichen triumphed over Jiangmo, Luca bested Lancelot, and Chanshui emerged victorious against Opakla. The only remaining battle was between Lou Feng and Longyun. Longyun, like a turtle warrior, resisted the golden sword again and again. Though the attacks didn't harm him much, they slowed him down, preventing him from reaching Lou Feng. For a while, neither could gain the upper hand. As time passed, the platform space gradually shrank. The time limit for this pinnacle duel was 10 minutes, and by the end, and by the end, the platform would shrink to a diameter of 1 meter. This rule was designed to prevent mental masters from flying around endlessly. As the platform reduced to 100 meters, Lou Feng could only smile bitterly, thinking, "It's over." A distance of 100 meters was nothing to a ninth-rank stellar warrior. They could cover it in a single step. Most importantly, Longyun's domain covered exactly 100 meters, meaning that whatever Lou Feng did, he would be within Longyun's domain. In terms of domain suppression, Longyun was unmatched. Not even Grim Reaper Bolin could compare. On the platform, Longyun wildly swung his giant axe, and under the suppression of his domain, Lou Feng struggled to defend, completely on the back foot. Lou Feng was ultimately defeated, marking the end of his journey in the top 10. With the conclusion of this battle, the top 5 had been decided: Bolin, Achen, Luca, Qianshui, and Longyun. The fight for the top 5 was spectacular and thrilling. The man in the green robe smiled and said, "Everyone, take a rest. The round-robin battles for the top 5 will begin in half an hour. Each person will fight the other 4 once. Winners will earn 1 point, and the rankings will be determined by total points." Half an hour later, the final platform battles began. Lou Feng, sitting in the crowd next to Longjun, drank some juice while watching the distant battles. At this moment, Longjun sighed, "What a shame. You mastered the Sky Piercer move. You had a real chance to reach second place." Lou Feng replied, "If Longyun is a defensive wall, then you, Longjun, are an offensive wall. If you hadn't faced Bolin, you too could have reached second place." The two exchanged glances and smiled at each other. Both had strong minds and were firmly set on their chosen paths. Lou Feng was resolute in becoming a master mentalist, while Longjun was dedicated to perfecting his self-made techniques. There are many paths, but the most important thing is to stick to your choice. However, in this peak genius battle, both of them stopped in the top 10. After 20 minutes, the round-robin for the top 5 concluded. Bolin won all 4 battles, securing undisputed first place. Longyun, with 3 wins and 1 loss, the loss to Bolin, took second place. The man in the green robe then announced that the spots for the 4 secret realms had been decided. This peak genius battle of the universe had come to a perfect end, and the curtain had fallen beautifully. Soon, representatives would contact the contestants for further discussions, and from now on, the virtual universe company would fully support them. As the man in the green robe said, "From today onwards, your paths will no longer be ordinary.